in today's class on subject structural analysis under the topic of Castigliano's method for deflection. This is second lecture of unit 3. In last class I told you the method of strain energy. We calculated the vertical deflections, horizontal deflection in few questions, and today we will first learn the Castigliano's theorem. So, Castigliano's gave two theorem, theorem 1 and theorem 2. Theorem 1 says that theorem 1, first of all I would like to tell you the applicability. Theorem first theorem, it is used to find the deformation under the load, and second one theorem is used to find the redundance, is used to find the redundance. Okay. So, let us learn what is first theorem of Castigliano's. So, first theorem states that in a linearly elastic structure, linearly elastic system. What is the meaning of linearly elastic system? Linearly elastic system means deformation and load always linear. Okay. If it is linear, then the work done, external work done will be how much? Will be the area. So, this will be the, and what will be the value of this area? P into delta, P into delta. So, in within linearly elastic structure, the first derivative of the total strain energy, we calculated, I have explained in last class. Total strain energy U for flexure, it is m square upon 2 E I into dx. Okay. This strain energy first derivative means del u by first derivative with respect to what? With respect to the load, load may be P, this may be del u by del m, okay, axial or flexural, P axial, m flexural. So, first derivative means del p by del u by del p, first derivative the first partial derivative of total strain energy with respect to load applied at any point gives the displacement, means this derivative, the value of this derivative is the displacement. In case of axial, this will be the displacement delta, and in this case it is slope, it is the value of slope of the displacement of application of that force in the direction of its line of action. It is more important. What it means? It means if this is the system, okay, and force is acting here, acting at this point, okay, then displacement, okay, suppose this is the displacement. So, displacement will be measured along this direction of the force, same line of action of the force. If the calculated value is negative, if we find the negative value, then it means in this case it will be positive, and if with the application of this load, suppose this is the position, okay, however it is not possible, okay. So, at this point delta, okay, this one delta, it will be negative if in the situation is in this case, in this manner. Okay. So, this is the theorem number 1, del u by del p, p I any for any number of load, it will be the displacement, it will be the displacement. Delta may be horizontal, may be either displacement horizontal or vertical or slope. So, this is the first theorem, and the first theorem is used to find displacement. Okay. And second one says that in a linearly elastic system, okay, this one in linearly elastic system having independent displacement delta 1, delta 2 and so on. Okay. Suppose this is forces, this is system and many number of forces suppose acting, okay, in this system, okay, P 1, P 2, P 3, and this is going suppose delta 1, delta 2, delta 3, okay, these are the displacement and so on corresponding to external forces P 1, P 2, P 3 along their line of action, here I have made this along line of action. The strain energy is if strain energy is expressed in terms of displacement, then the equilibrium equations may be written as del u by del partial derivative of strain energy with respect to displacement is equal to value of the force. So, this is the second theorem, and that is used to find the redundant in the structure, and you know very well what are the redundants. Redundants are the extra members present in the member apart from the members required to analyze the entire structure only with the help of equilibrium equations. Okay. So, second theorem gives the additional equations, compatibility equations. We will study, we will use this theorem in structural analysis part 2. For indeterminate type of structures, we will study this theorem. Okay. Okay. Proof of theorem 1 and 2. Theorem 1 and 2 can be proved very easily, as we know that the external work done, u is half P 1 P 1 del 1 del 2 or what, okay, here, okay. Consider this example, okay. Set of P 1, P 2 and so on are acting, and del 1, del 2, del 3 are the del 1, del 2, del 3, del 1, del 2 and so del 1 are the displacement along P 1, P 2, P 3. So, this is the external work done. Okay. Let us represent the value of displacement. So, displacement can be represented with the help of flexibility coefficient. What is the flexibility coefficient? Flexibility coefficient are the suppose F is equal to force is equal to k into x. Okay. So, here value of k is F into x. Okay. So, not k, okay, write it as F, okay, that is as F, flexibility. So, F here as flexibility, and what is the definition? Definition is the required force to produce unit displacement. coefficient, flexibility coefficient required force to produce the unit displacement. So, this is the coefficient F j n, j n means flexibility coefficient at j due to load acting at n. So, F j 1 means coefficient displacement, okay, for flexibility coefficient for P 1 multiple of these two will get the deformation, corresponding deformation due to load P 1. Similarly, this one segment will be the corresponding displacement due to load. Actually, this is P 2 not P 1, okay. This is P 2 due to load P 2 and corresponding load due to load P n, okay. So, this is the displacement can be written del 1 del 2 that can be written, okay. This one part, okay, displacement due to load P 1, displacement due to load, actually this is P 2 actually, okay. Del 2, this is displacement at joint 2 due to load P 1, this is displacement again 2, this is displacement at joint 2, okay, displacement at 2 due to load P 2, okay. So, put the value of delta 1 delta 2 here, put the value of delta 2 delta 1 here, then what we will get? We will get the value of strain energy, okay. You will get the value of strain energy, we can write here, okay. So, strain energy and strain energy can be written in this manner, okay, can be written in this manner. U equal to this one, what is this one, okay, what is this one, okay. So, strain energy by putting this and arranging in this manner by F I j is equal to F j I, okay. Flexibility coefficient F I j equal to F j I, both are same according to Maxwell's reciprocal theorem. According to Maxwell's reciprocal theorem, we will discuss this theorem in next classes. So, if we will apply these two, then we will get strain energy in this equation, and if we derivate this strain energy with respect to P 1, then we will get this expression, and this expression, and this expression is nothing but delta 1. Therefore, we can conclude that first partial derivative with respect to any force, okay, any force will give the corresponding displacement along the line of action of that force, okay. If we will derivate this strain energy with respect to P 2, then we will get this one expression, we will get this one expression. So, this is the proof of theorem first. Next, proof for theorem second theorem. So, second theorem can easily be proved by replacing delta as displacement as force and flexibility by stiffness. Actually, flexibility and stiffness both are inversely proportional to each other, okay. So, stiffness is what? For unit displacement for unit value of force, okay, required displacement, this is the flexibility coefficient, and what will be the stiffness? Stiffness will be x by f, okay. This is k actually, okay. This is k, this is stiffness k is equal to x upon f. So, if f is equal to 1, then k is equal to x. What it's mean? Displacement for unit value of force, displacement for unit value of force, displacement for unit value of force stiffness. So, replace F by stiffness and displacement by P. We will have value of force P 1 is equal to this one component will be what? Value of the force due to displacement del 1, due to displacement del 1. What is this component? Value of the force for displacement not del 2. Okay. What is this? Value of the force for displacement del 1. Okay. So, put this value of P 1 in this question, in this equation number 1, we will have this kind of equation by equating k I j is equal to k j I. Okay. In Maxwell's reciprocal theorem, I will tell you. Okay. Now, differentiate this strain energy with respect to displacement. We will get this one thing, and this one is nothing but force. So, that is the proof of theorem second. Okay. Next, application of Castigliano's first theorem. Application of Castigliano's first theorem. So, strain energy is this one, strain energy is this one, and if we differentiate first partial derivative with respect to P, what we will get? We will get 2 m x. Okay, 2 and 2 will be cancelled out, 1 upon E I into m x into del m x by del P into d x. So, this will be the expression. This expression will be used in calculating the displacement. Okay, this is displacement. Okay, let us apply this theorem to solve this question. Okay, this question was completed in last class. Okay, we calculated this. We calculated the displacement, vertical displacement under the load. Under the load means at point C. Okay, at point C. Okay, by taking this one section. Okay, this one section. Okay, these two section. So, for segment here, actually here delta C will be del u by del. Okay. Now, which one load should I take? Replace this load by W first of all, W or P, whatever you like. Okay. W. Okay. For B C plus del u by del W for A B. This will be the value of displacement for B C for A B, Okay. And u is this one, Okay. So, for both case we need to find the value of m x, we need to find the value of del m x by del W. Actually, we have taken W. Should I take P? Okay, no problem, W. Actually, P and W, no problem. For this segment, we need to find m x, by del W. Okay. So, replace 1 kilonewton by W. Then what is the value of m x for this section? For this section, it will be 1 into x. For clockwise, if it is for clockwise, if we are taking minus, so it is minus x. Okay. And for this segment, the value of bending moment at this point, it will be what? It will be 1 into this perpendicular distance, this is 3. So, it is 3 and the direction is clockwise. So, you will take minus sign. Okay. Not w into 3 into, okay, because you are replacing w into x, okay, x into w. We are not taking we have not taken 1, okay. So, it is x into w or w into x with minus sign. So, del m x by del w, it is minus x, here it is minus 3, it is minus 3. Okay. So, and the limit x ranges from 0 to 3 and here x ranges from 0 to 4. So, this, if we know the value of m x, del m x by del w, then by using this expression, we can have this value, okay. So, it is equals to integration 0 to 3 1 upon E I, value of E I and m is minus x, this is minus x, okay. So, it will be w into x square dx plus, okay, this is for segment BC. Now, for AB, limit is 0 to 4 and divided by here 2 E I, okay, not E I, 2 E I, okay, and this one minus 3, it is 9, okay, and 9 and dx, okay. So, this is the value. So, let us integrate this. So, it is equals to w by E I into x cube by 3 0 to 3 plus 9 upon 2 E I x limit 0 to 4. What we are getting? We are getting as 9 w by okay 9 w by E I plus here 9 upon 9 into 2 upon E I, okay, upon E I. Okay, w will be here, na, w 3 w, okay, 3 w. So, w will also be here. So, what we are getting 18 and 9 27 w upon E I, okay. So, this is the value of delta C, this is the value of delta C. Now, put the value of w, So, by putting the value of w, the value of delta C will be what? 27 upon E I. So, this is the procedure. To get the displacement using Castigliano's theorem. Okay. So, steps, what are the steps? Steps, first make W replace this load, numerical value of load should be replaced by either W or P, so that strain energy can be differentiated. Okay. So, that strain energy can be differentiated. Okay. And then choose suitable section to get the bending moment, find out the suitable limits. Okay. In this case, two sections should be chosen at here and at here, two sections should be chosen. So, by doing this, okay, by doing this, put the integrals, put the different values in through this integral and find out the value. After calculating, after getting this expression, put the value of w. Okay. Let us calculate the displacement, vertical displacement at this point. Okay. The same question was solved with strain energy method. Now, we will solve it by Castigliano's first theorem. So, this one section, two section will be selected here, this one and this one, value of vertical reaction R b, value of R b, it is will be 30, here it will also be R a, it will also be 30. Okay. 30. So, delta is this point is C. So, delta C here it is del u by which one? What should I do? Put this as W. Okay. Replace 60 kilonewton load by W. So, it is W by 2, not 30. Okay. It is W by 2. Okay. Del u by del W far segment, suppose this point is B, this point is A, far segment BC plus del u by del W far segment which one? AC. Okay. Far segment AC. The value of bending moment mx for BC, what is the value? W by 2 into x. This is anti-clockwise. Okay. This is anti-clockwise. So, if you are taking as positive, then take it as plus. For segment AC, if this is, so this is clockwise. So, minus W by 2 into x, right. So, differentiate it mx by del W, we will have x by 2, differentiate it mx by W, we will have minus x by 2. Okay. Limits x for both cases it will be 0 to 4, x limit 0 to 4 in both cases. Okay. This is the basic data. Put this value. Okay. So, delta C is integration 1 upon 2 e I W by 2 into x by 2 into dx, limit is 0 to 4 plus integral 0 to 4 1 upon e I W by 2 x minus का and minus x by 2 into dx. So, by put the value of by doing the integration we will get the value in terms of W, and by putting the value of W we will have 480 upon E I. Okay, 480 upon E I. Okay. Please refer these two books. Questions are from these two books. Okay. Thank you for listening.